joined by Red Star Belgrade player Nenad Zujic and Vice President. How's things? Are you looking forward to talking all about Red Star?
Oh, well, thank you for having me. Hello to you and your fans. Yeah, I think we'll have a nice chat today.
Brilliant. So talk us through tell us all about your club.
Well, we are Red Star Belgrade Rugby League Club. We are active and defending and active champions of Serbia and the Balkans. We are a bit lucky because we are now in between of changing office buildings. So the trophies are with me. So this is the championship trophy of Serbian Championship, and this is the Balkan Super League trophy in this year. We Club was formed way back in the 1955. It competed for a couple of seasons and then stopped competing, and it was reactivated in 2006. And since then, it was competing in Serbian Cup, Serbian Championship. We started winning around 2015, 14, and we made a streak of six national trophies, national championship titles. Let's say it like that. In 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, and we hope we will continue winning. But let's say that our rise started. Actually, we climbed to the top around 2017, and we stayed there. We have a women's team. We have junior academy selections, and that's pretty much it. Our season it's a bit different than in UK. Our season starts in January, and end of January, beginning of February, and it ends in October.
What's it like being the most successful club in Serbia with all them trophies?
Well, it's a nice feeling, to be honest. Nice bit of information is that before Red Star became became champions, the Dorchel Spiders were the club who holds the world record for the most success of consecutive titles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's around 15 or 16 years in a row they were undefeated. And well, we were playing against them. I remember when I came to Red Star, they were winning every finals, but then we climbed up on the top. It's good. It gives us an opportunity to lead by example and to be at the axis of developing rugby league in the Balkans, because we strongly believe that without strong competition here in Balkans, those trophies wouldn't mean a lot.
What's the rugby like in Serbia? Is obviously how many teams are in your division, and how's the format work?
So I'll start actually as a player.
Okay.
As a player, I can say that rugby in Serbia is a bit tougher than what I had experienced playing abroad, but slower. So usually when we play against English or French sides, we can hold them physically, but their faster pace of play create problems for us. Regarding the competition here in Serbia, we have competition of six clubs. It's Dorchel Tigers, Partizan Belgrade, Radnički Belgrade, Radnički Niš. Actually, it's eight clubs, I think, in the first division. Gepardi Leskovac, Zemun, and Heroj Polet, and I think I missed one club. I will remember during the show. We have two tiers of that division.
Okay.
The upper one is played by Dorchel, Partizan, Red Star, and Radnički Niš. And that's pretty much regarding rugby in Serbia. It's post-COVID, so we have far less clubs than we have before COVID. Some of the clubs were really hit strong by COVID, and the highest number of clubs I think was in 2016, when there was 18 clubs in three divisions.
Right. So it's obviously the aim is to kind of grow the sport sort of back to that kind of numbers. Hopefully now, sort of COVID has subsided a little bit.
Actually, yes, that's an idea, but the thing is that right now, this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Rugby league in Serbia lacks human resources,
Mhm.
not in a way of having players, but in a way of having workers in sport. Because when COVID struck, a lot of them left for other opportunities, and that's kind of a choke point. But we're working really hard on developing that, and we created a Red Star B team, which also competes as um, the B team here in Serbia is a good. I think it's in England like that too. It's for beginners, for the players who are not ready for the first team, and for the veterans who are slowing down their career. And of course, the juniors who are getting toughened by playing in senior division, but on a lower level, like in second division, and that really helps us. And yes, goal is definitely to expand the number of clubs, and also the quantity will develop a quality.
Yeah. You share your name with a famous football club. Are they supportive of the rugby league club?
Yes, we are part of Red Star Sporting Society. Red Star Sporting Society is the biggest sporting society here in the Balkans. It has around 20, 28 or 30 clubs of different sports. And football club is definitely supporting the sporting society as a whole concept. They've even shared the location here in Belgrade. So where is the football field? There is also a sporting society building, and there is Zvezda TV, which is the television of the football club, which is now open for all the sports for to broadcast games and to discuss go on shows. They have a marketing department creating a newsletter. It looks like this. It's called Zvezdina Revija, and in that sense, they are supportive. We're now working on moving our office buildings to the Sporting Society building to have everything in one place. The new Secretary General of Sporting Society, Zoran Avramovic, is working really hard on uh, uh, enhancing the cooperation between the clubs in Sporting Society, and we fully support that.
Have you seen a crossover of fans from the football club to come and watch the rugby?
Well, Red Star is a really big brand,
Hmm.
and there are players there are fans who love Red Star as a concept, and even they don't know the rules of rugby or they're not interested in that. When there is some big win or some big event, they will always follow it. And we actually seen a lot of our fans on Facebook are people who generally like Red Star.
And it's obviously
And
is it
yes,
growing as a sport in Serbia as well?
can you repeat?
Is the sport growing in Serbia, the sport of rugby league?
The sport of rugby league, it actually, let's go like this. I think that the best example is the Balkan Super League as a competition,
Hmm.
because that competition had clubs from 8 countries in 2019 before COVID. So what we actually had is Italy, Bosnia, Montenegro, Albania, Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. 8 countries.
Hmm.
And then in the COVID, immediately after COVID, there was only 3 clubs from 2 countries, and now we are having this season of Balkan Super League had clubs from Turkey, Greece, Serbia, Albania, Montenegro, and Bulgaria. So it's not really back where it was before COVID, but it's growing.
How would you like the European club competition to grow?
Me myself personally, I ran for European Rugby League Federation, European Rugby League Federation board of directors
Hmm.
on a platform that the game needs to and to develop in the mainland Europe. Sadly, our sport is much generally played in northern England and a couple of clubs in France, and that's something that I personally really believe that would change. I didn't win those elections. Gurol won from Turkey, and he's doing a really good job. Shout out to him. And the European Club Championship is something that Red Star is fully supporting and working on developing it, because when the Balkan Super League was on its highest, with competition ranging from Italy to Turkey, there were clubs from the rest of Europe who were interested in participating, although they were not from the Balkans. But the financial and logistical nightmare was to organize that. And I think that the idea of European club competition should be supported from the UK, and I think that there is market for that, and I think it could be really interesting, and it would benefit all the parties.
Yeah, for the sport to grow, we all need to work together to promote the product, and that hopefully people will start realizing that it's not all about the big clubs; it's about everybody.
I agree with that, because what people seem to miss is that tough games develop interest in fans. And Red Star had the wins of 100 points difference in Balkan Super League, and it's not something people would watch with interest. We need small clubs, tough opponents on the field on a similar level, and that's something that can generate interest. Because as Red Star can win against some club in Balkan Super League by 60-50 points difference, we could also lose by some club from Super League by 80 points difference. It's not something that would be interesting for fans. And yes, we have a lot of fans in UK, and they have much more. They're conscious about the development and the potential of mainland Europe in rugby league.
So, how do you think you close the gap between sort of English Super League and what you're sort of playing now? Because obviously, like you said, you're at different sort of stages of development in rugby league, aren't we? So, how do you manage to close the gap, do you think?
That's actually a good question. The thing is that there's different methodology. One is that clubs in mainland Europe, for example, Red Star, bring in 10 players from Australia and England, and then straight up go and compete in Challenge Cup and Super League or French competition. I don't think that is really a good way of progression. The good thing is that small clubs start competing against smaller clubs in mainland Europe, start competing against each other. So expanding the format of Balkan Super League to include all the rugby league clubs that want to participate is something where we can start from. There is a good practice here in the Balkans that clubs try to bring one or two foreign players, because know-how is a bit one of the problems really at these stages, at these areas, because when players and clubs reach some level of play, they need experts from abroad to help them develop their game. We had Eddie Pettyborn and Phil Economides here in Red Star. Brett Davidson was also coaching the Red Star in the national team. There were a couple of foreign players in Lokomotiv Sofia, and that level of develop. I think that can increase the level of game here in Serbia. I played. It's not really generally rugby league, but it was a beach rugby league tournament in Istanbul for a couple of years, and we can see there that there are clubs who are interested in playing. Also, there are countries that have like Turkey that have a huge potential. They need to work on massing their sport, and I think that's through European club competition and through importing, so to say, experts, rugby league experts, it can close the gap. But what I saw when I was in Milan, when we played in Challenge Cup, I saw the rugby league community, and I saw the children up from age of 7 playing, getting introduced to rugby league and training and playing, and it's something we don't have here in Serbia. Because at that level, and we can say that the players start a bit late their rugby league careers in Serbia, but that doesn't mean anything. I always use an example of Vladica Nikolic, who is now playing in France. He started playing rugby league really late. I think he was 18 years old when he touched the rugby league ball for the first time in his life, and he's now having a really good career in France.
You talk about experts sort of coming in from abroad. Our reserve team coach, Stuart Wilkinson, was the head coach of Serbia at one point. He talks about the Serbian national team being good, and obviously lots of talent to look forward to.
Yes, I had a pleasure of meeting him in person. We were co-commentating the game of national team game in Montenegro, in Tivat, where the under-21 Serbia team played against national team of Montenegro, and yeah, actually, this is a funny story. What actually happened is, on one Serbian possession, he said like, this is he just closed the microphone and told me in person, this is now we're gonna have a try for Serbia here. And because I was live, I couldn't say you want to bet it, but he would want that bet because Serbia scored. Yes, there is potential here in Serbia, definitely. And I would compare it to the NBA. Like, it's here in Serbia, people say that only when players go to NBA they start reaching their peak potential. But if they stayed here, that wouldn't happen. I think that some of our players, especially juniors, should come to England to learn a bit, train with clubs there, and bring that knowledge back, or stay there at that level.
Who are the star players from Red Star Belgrade we should be looking out for?
Well, our captain and assistant coach Vojislav Dedic is definitely someone to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that he's the best rugby league player in the Balkans, hands down. Also, Rajko Trifunovic is someone who is playing really well. He lost like 15 kilograms. I'm not sure how much is that in pounds this season. So now he's fast and full of energy, and he was definitely. I think I said that after we lost the cup finals this year. He got a really nasty hit to the head. He had a concussion, and the doctors didn't clear him to come back on the field, and we lost by 2 points. And I think that if he played, he would be the guy who made the difference. But yes, pay attention on those two guys. From up and coming, we'll have next season. Two junior players will start playing for the first team, and I think that Luka Trifunovic and Mihajlo Markovic are someone who should you pay attention from the new coming of age of Red Star.
How did your link up with Salford happen?
Well, to be honest, we develop our network in rugby league. Our general manager Colin Claywig, who is doing so much for Red Star, and he organized that deal with Salford. I think it's a good symbiosis because both clubs can benefit from this cooperation. We understood that Salford already had a good deal in Ghana, and they want to ensure they're present in everywhere where their rugby league is played. And Red Star is a global brand. Yes, so I think that's common mutual interest guide us, but Also, what we appreciate at Red Star is a willingness to spread rugby league as a game and promote it everywhere, and we will always be a part of that.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Obviously, we're celebrating our 150th year this year, and obviously, you being Red Star, sort of Belgrade being a big European sporting sort of name, it's great that both clubs have got this sort of link up now to help both grow.
Yes, I agree with that. Also the Red Star has a lot of fans. It's something that one of the players noticed when our cooperation was announced. A lot of Red Star fans from the UK kind of started following Salford and approving of the deal, and the lot of Salford fans followed Red Star and started taking interest in what's going on here in Serbia.
Yeah, what are your ambitions for the future? Moving forward.
Well, we mentioned the European club competition. Our ambitions as a club is definitely to work on that front. Regarding plans in Serbia, our club has a really strong element of community. We're trying to build that. A lot of players are semi-professional. They work as their what their call is with companies that are connected to Red Star mainly, and I would use this opportunity to mention Marina and Colin Clayweg. In the companies which are owned by them, where they develop them. Well, it's because in Serbia, when you are semi-professional and you work somewhere else, it's really hard to make all the trainings and games. And when I started playing for Red Star, we had problems like where our best players cannot come on a game because of job. Yes, but we plan on further develop on that front. And to expand our academy to include more players, because that's the only way how we can develop as a club. Stating the competition in Serbia, there are 4 major trophies in Serbia: Serbian Super Cup, Serbian Cup, Balkan Super League, and Serbian Championship. The last 2 are definitely the most important ones to win, and we plan to defend our title in both competitions. And as Voja Dedic would mention, always be better than you were last season. Every one of our players individually, and we as a club in general, we will continue development of our second team, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, both clubs have embraced the power of blockchain. It sounds like both clubs want to use sort of technology to invest it and to grow more.
Yes, the best way to stay competitive in rugby league is to always improve and always innovate. Blockchain and the good cooperation Red Star had with Blocksport is something that is giving us the edge, and something, especially in the fan token department, is something that keeps our fans engaged to what's going on in our club. We have our own club app. We were the first rugby league club to get an app, actually, and spearheading the advance on that front is something where we always try to lead by example. And I think that the fans loved it. The whole tranche of the whole first tranche of Red Star token were sold out, and we also have an NFTs. And I think that it's a good way to develop and generally to keep fans engaged.
Yeah, and obviously another kind of income for the club to allow it to grow, which is what both clubs need to go to that next level, don't they?
Exactly. Generally, Serbia is not a rich country. No. It's really hard to find sponsors here in Serbia. We have luck that we started development of our marketing way back, and that we have a lot of our friends abroad. And that kind of gives us a bit of breathing space compared to the other clubs in Serbia. and we have a lot of fans in the UK. We have fans in Australia, and adding one more revenue stream to the club's income list is something that really helps fund all the expenses the club has.
Yeah, and it's engagement in it with everybody, so it helps everything. If you can, so we can both grow this, because sport is not just sport; it's business as well. So you need to be able to mix both sport and business to become successful.
Yes, sport is an industry branch and is considering around 2% of global GDP, and is rising in continuity. It's rising, and the thing is that even in rugby league as a sport, is when you're not competing on the field, when you're competing off the field, that propel you forward. As I mentioned, we even compete for the kids' attention, for them to come and train rugby league, and that actually is one of the of unexpected gains through the NFTs and the cryptocurrency engagement of Red Star, is that's something that the kids are interested in, and maybe they'll pick rugby league instead of basketball, which is a national sport here in Serbia, only because they can be we are engaged in that cryptocurrency market.
Yeah, because the youth are the future, aren't they? If you can grab their attention and bring them into rugby league, then the sport will grow. I tell you what will grab people's attention: the new shirts that have come out, the joint shirts between Salford and Red Star. Very, very nice. Hopefully, be purchasing some soon.
Yes, I actually didn't manage to purchase one because I was continue being, I'll do it tomorrow. But definitely, as soon as this interview is over, I'll do it again because I'll forget it.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing is that joint shirt is a good opportunity. There is a Serbian version and there is an English version, and it's a good it's a good promotion of the cooperation of our clubs, and a lot of like one of the big Red Star football fans group is called Red Devils, and the connection of our clubs, especially the color palette of our clubs jerseys is really similar. I would definitely buy one because supporting the idea of cooperation of two clubs is massive.
I'll be honest with you, I like yours better.
Well, get one.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna send you a link. And, I'm joking. The thing is, the funny thing is that a lot of the merchandise as a concept is we are actually now looking for a new merchandise producer, and we're in a way of development of our new club jersey, and it's a cool thing that you can actually listen what we talked about the club tokens and the app is that you actually can get the feedback from your engaged fans which type of jersey would they prefer.
Because data is important. If you can engage with your fans, the fans will then tell you what you want, and you can mold your business plan to that. Exactly. Which is helps both. Everybody helps the fans because they'll get what they want.
Well, the best way to be successful in the sports business is to answer the needs of your fans, because after all, they're everything we have. Because developing that fan base is a golden rule for us. I mean, we are working hard on it, and we always respect the voice of our fans. And we receive a lot of messages on our social media from fans regarding different questions, and we always try to have a personal connection with them and to answer all of their questions and ideas. And one of the funniest, this is also a funny story, the fan support, because when we are used to winning games, doesn't mean that much. I mean, fan support is always important, but when we lost the game against Partizan in the cup finals, a lot of fans were like, never mind, you're gonna get up, and that support really cheered our players, because basically on a training session, we said, come on, guys, look at how many people are answering to us and saying that we got this, because it was cup finals. And then 1 week later, or 2 weeks later, it was the championship finals. And we lost the first one, and we won the second one in a landslide. And fan support is something that helped us get back on the horse. And of course, that's a two-way street. They were with us when we were not at our best, so we were with them after when they were celebrating.
Yeah, before you talked about having other teams. We have a ladies side and a physical disability side and a reserve team as well. Do you have similar with Red Star?
Yes, we developed the female side. It was, I think, 2019, before COVID, and our girls even played with the clubs from Greece and Turkey, and it's a good thing actually to have a female side for the club energy, for the supports, and for the attendance on training sessions. Although the trainings are separated, it's one after the other, so that they are socializing, and that's actually a good thing. I would specifically mention success our beach our ladies side had in beach tournament in Istanbul. They were competing for 3 years straight, and they are close. They were like third spot, fourth spot, and they're definitely competitive in that regard. Of course, our best player is Jeca Stojkovic. She's the captain, and she was actually the MVP of the last tournament. Last year, not this year, in Turkey beach rugby. They are working hard on getting their tickets for the World Cup in France, the next World Cup in France, and I think we'll see them over there.
You sound like you're a club that wins a lot.
Well, yes and no. As I mentioned, we were reformed in 2006, and our first trophy came, I think it was 2014 or 15. We work on our victories, of course, but our main focus is in development of our sport in general, as the best way to destroy a competition is start playing against the same clubs, and there is no new energy, so people definitely lose interest. And I understand our fans who are saying, like, we keep watching you playing against the same 5 clubs, and they want diversity. When there is some this actually it was in February, the Balkan Super League finals in Montenegro. It was a huge attendance, and a big national TV was broadcasting the game. And it's something when you have different clubs playing, it generates much more interest in.
Yeah, Cup is being currently held in England. Have you watched it, and what do you think so far?
Oh yeah, we watched several games live, and because of the job, sometimes I need to watch a bit later. Well, definitely, I mean, it's a big, it's the biggest rugby league event in the world, and I'm a bit sad to say that Serbia was not there, but from Balkan region, we have a Greek side who performed, from my opinion, really good. I would like to use this opportunity to congratulate George Stilianos on a good job of his rugby league federation to take their team to World Cup. My favorite is definitely Australia, the way they play, and when you watch them, it's like symphony. I'm sorry I'm a bit sorry about England. I was hoping for Australia-England finals, but we'll see what will happen. Regarding the level of play, I would just say something that a couple of our players noticed when they were watching Scotland. They were like, and that side that appeared on World Cup defeated Serbia by 60 points, I think, or something like that. But actually, Serbia will play in European Championship A next season against England, Scotland, the best clubs in the best sides in Europe, and it will actually be a good test of what we discussed on how to bring the levels of the game in the mainland Europe and in the UK. It will be a really good test, and I know that the Serbian national team is preparing hard for that. On the other side, I would like to mention one thing that I'm not sure how viewers in England are aware of that. The national teams generally, when we are playing here around Europe, are consist of the players that are playing in the national championship and around Europe. But the rules of creating a national team basically allows you to bring people who have some descent of some country. And this is my personal take, and something I think that it's really counterproductive to our sport, is bringing 15 players from Australia who have never been to Europe to play for a national team, because that's the way how you hamper your development of your national team from the player and your league in general. And it's something that brings the managerial work of federation to create the opportunity. There are a lot of players of Serbian descent in Australia, Trbojevic brothers, for example. And I would personally, I know that the Serbian side would have much more success. They would probably be on a World Cup and playing semi-competitive games if they could bring all the players of Serbian heritage to the national team. But I don't think it's something that will help, because I know that I'm in rugby league for more than 10 years, and I can say that players train better and compete for their club better when they know that they're in consideration for a national team. And it's something to pay attention, because it's what happened to Serbian side when we're playing like against Greece or Italy, which are somewhere close to our rank. When they're playing from their players who are playing in their national championship and around Europe, we win in a landslide. But for example, when they bring their side from Australian heritage players who play in Australians in NRL, we lose in a landslide. And that's the thing that's kind of can confuse fans from England when they're watching national team games. But in 2023 we're gonna play against England, and we will see what will happen there. I also forgot to mention when you asked me about the plans going forward for Serbia, for Red Star. We as a players really discussed that we would like to play a game again against side from England or UK, because it really motivates us to train better and to compete. We played against Lionhearts. We played against New York's All Blacks. And actually, that victory we had at our home field at Ada Ciganlija against New Year's Week All Blacks is actually the first victory of the Serbian side against the England side in rugby league history here in the Balkans.
Yeah. Well, being English, we're used to failure and being upset, so you never know. You never know. Well, it's I think it's a real shame that Italy, bring these players in, and that sort of stops you developing, because obviously you want to be playing against people who have sort of similar qualities and similar ability, don't you? But is there any hope for like the Serbian national team to be able to go and possibly get sort of Serbians who play rugby league abroad and bring them back constantly, so they can sort of improve the national game?
They are working on that, but the insurances and costs of that are massive, and there is always a discussion here in Serbia: should the Serbian Rugby League Federation pumps buttload of money into the bringing those players here only for that one occasion, or to invest that money in developing clubs here in Serbia. You mentioned Greece, like congratulations to Greece on going to World Cup and playing there. But in 2019, when there was the champion, Red Star had the draw in Balkan Super League to play both against champions of Greece and one vice champions of Greece, and the both victory was won by Red Star in a landslide I think 50 or 60 points difference.
Mm.
And when the Serbian national team plays against the Greek rugby league team from their players around here, it's a landslide win. I'm to be honest, I'm not sure what's the best option, because participating in a major competition like the World Cup always generates more interest. But I think I'm leaning closer to the option to invest those funds in rugby league here in Serbia, bring a foreign coach, create conditions for the players here to develop, put that limit of players entering rugby league from like 15, 16, which is optimal age of majority of the players from joining rugby league here in Serbia, put it down to under 10, have under 9s, have under 12s as the selections. And I think that the voice is heard in Serbian Rugby League Federation, especially the under 16s. We call it cadets as a selection. I'm not sure if it's maybe
Academy.
under 19s. It's something like that. Between 16 and 19 is the age where Red Star had like 2 teams, but the other clubs, they actually didn't have them. Right. So that also creates those players are getting fed up of playing against the same guys, and they lose interest in rugby league. I think, of course, the funds are limited here in Serbia, but if I was having a decision-making power, I would definitely focus on that and work from there, which is actually good, because our federation invested a lot of money last season in under 21s. They played the Balkan tour, playing against senior selection of Bulgaria, Albania, Montenegro, and Bosnia, winning all the matches. And it's definitely a good way to develop it.
Yeah, the next World Cup is in France. Are you confident to qualify?
Well, it depends. If Serbian Rugby League Federation manages to bring Serbian heritage players, I think we have a really good chance not only to compete but to perform well. In case our Serbian Rugby League Federation fails to do that, I would, if that's Serbian Rugby League players from Serbia, Balkans, and France and England, I think even if Serbian national team qualifies, I don't think they can make some critical success.
Brilliant. Just speaking to you, Nenad. Good luck in this season. Obviously, it's pre-season now. We're looking forward to 2023.
Yes, we are looking. Now we have a break. There are no training sessions. Players deserved it, and we'll be back to training end of January, beginning of February. And our first game is expected to be mid-February. It will be a Super Cup, because Partizan has won the Serbian Cup and we has won the Serbian Championship. So we will clash as a season opener at the beginning of 2023.
Brilliant. Big thanks for joining us, and we'll speak again soon.
Thank you again for having me. I would ask our fans to go and check our social media of our clubs. Follow us for more information. Check out the new jersey that joint jersey that's been launched with Salford. And of course, I would like to use this opportunity to thank once again to the management of Salford Red Devils. I think that this cooperation will generate new rugby fans, new Red Star fans in UK, and new new Salford fans here in Serbia.
Brilliant.